Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. And I'm going to continue to keep giving you this wide, deep, beautiful swing between life things that I do because I'm real estate and life. And I'm also going to continue to keep offering you lots of different opportunities, reasons to call me, reasons to collaborate, opportunities for your own selves, right? And this is a great platform to be able to do that. So I will. Today, I want to share with you, yes, I happen to be sitting in the United States, right? That doesn't mean that's the only place I do business. That also doesn't mean I'm only Naples, Florida. So yes, I individually, personally will care for you in residential in Naples, Florida. I also can in Wisconsin, but I also refer to my teammates all over the United States. And I'm a certified international property specialist, so I can also refer internationally or collaborate with teammates. But here's what I want to talk to you about today. I think that we are at such an amazing time in history, really, where real estate in particular is tremendously changing. And I'm excited about that. I've been in the business more than 20 years, and somebody could be bored with that. I started out, if you know my story, as a little mom in Middleton, Wisconsin, with my own purple signs, getting laid off from teaching and having 4 teachers trust me with the sale of their homes. That's how I got started. Go back all the way to 2019. My kids were all in college. I needed to figure out what to do with myself, and I joined an international brokerage. I had no clue what I was doing. I just knew they had technology that I probably needed. Fast forward, I'm going to show you something amazing today. So anybody can listen. I love to share with anybody. Reach out to me. That's fantastic. Specifically, if you are anybody who has commercial real estate projects, you need money for them, or you want investors, you're an investor, private investor, I can hook you up, and I can hook you up all over the place. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you. Agents with another brokerage, listen up. Not very many brokerages let you do what we get to do. And so I'm going to demonstrate to you with some literal deals here that we can get something going together or whatnot. From where I started as an independent little brokerage for 17 years to what I'm doing today. And this is the cool opportunity. So I am able to, with EXP, I chose to join the realty part because I didn't want to just be commercial. Well, I've been in real estate for a long time. I started out as a woman in construction. I like to do things a little different. I like interests. I like challenge, right? I mean, if the guys can do it, I can do it, right? Fast forward to today. I 3 years ago or so, got interested a little bit in just the fun part of commercial. Now you'll watch my face start going. I don't like to do the long, boring, drawn out part that, a lot of the real commercial advisors do. I like to do the part that is like the CCO, so Chief Collaborating Officer. I like to go throw big toss at a big fish. Do you have a project? Do you have some big money? How can we put this thing together, right? And then I have important people that I can bring the deal with. And even on my team of EXP Realty, EXP Commercial, because I'm approved, I can go back and forth. I can pick out just the really good advisors to work with in any state and collaborate and bring deals and all of this kind of stuff. That's pretty nice. So in between me super taking care of you in your beautiful luxury place, like I just did in Naples yesterday, gorgeous preview of a property, I can jump on Zooms and on live and on calls and try to connect together different deals. Here's an example. Right now, I am working on something that happens to be in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a situation where it's a developer with their agent who I know through my brokerage as a commercial agent. I have another brokerage down here that agent can be from another brokerage. We're not listing anything together. I'm saying, hey, we are all about serving the public, whether that be residential, commercial. You can be in your brokerage. EXP allows you to be broker agnostic. So as long as we're not listing between brokerages, which can get a little liability issue, We can work with any agent all over the place, right? I have it listed, you bring me the buyer, or I find a project, and I'll get more concrete now. I find a project that somebody needs some money for. I don't just have to go to anybody within my brokerage. I'm going to a nice big brokerage downtown in Naples. And I'm saying to two of those agents, hey, because they're incredibly intelligent, because they have a really amazing networking list, let me teach you how to do this. You can stay in your own brokerage as long as your brokerage is fine with it. Let me teach you how to do this. We need we're going to switch it now. We need 3,640,000 as an equity investor in a project that is in Atlanta, Georgia, on a brand new construction, fully entitled, ready to go. All the permits are ready. We just need this piece. I do the introductions, and I listen and go back and forth between the project and the possible money piece. These agents may have the money themselves. They may have somebody they know that wants to bring in the money with them or for them or whatever. We can do stuff like that. And then guess what happens? That really important project in Atlanta, Georgia gets built. So those people there get housing that's critical, that's gorgeous, that's exciting. And that investor gets a nice chunk of change. I won't say the exact amount here, but I'll spin it down later into what I'm talking to you about. And then here comes Jonathan. So I always have to say hello when he shows up live and check in my piece. So yes, Jonathan, I've known for years on LinkedIn. Like I say every time, he's originally from Naples, Florida. He and I are talking about lots of different business ideas and things right now, which is super exciting. So thank you for showing up. So there's an example, right, where a project will come to me or I will network with any of my people. Here's the thing. What I really want you to think about is not Sherry and Sherry's a realtor. Really, why would I tell you I'm a member of Costco? It's kind of where I'm at. Like, I wouldn't tell you, oh, I'm a member of Costco or I'm a VP member of Costco. Like, who cares? So why am I telling you I'm a realtor? A realtor is just a member of an association. And on the commercial side, they aren't even members. So really, I've been telling you for multiple broadcasts. So this is my 5th in a row, and I'm going to do them every week for you until I start going to 2 a week. Why wouldn't I tell you? I used to say to you, think of Sherry St. Marie Real Estate. Just call me. It doesn't matter what state you're in. It doesn't matter what you need. Just call me, because I have an amazing asset of a huge network and brokerage and people that are in the company or don't need to even be in the company to just get some things done for you by somebody you trust and somebody who's creative and somebody who enjoys a lot of these pieces. Now that came to, think of me instead as the executive VP of real estate. Just think of me as executive VP of real estate. So whether you have a question about Ladybird deed, right here, you need somebody in such and such state, but you don't want 12 realtors calling you, but you trust me because we've been on LinkedIn together forever, call me, because I can vet through agents and help you then pick the last final one, right? Where you don't have to. Now let's get back to some of this, and I will bring up in this broadcast, how do you join EXP or EXP commercial? What's the difference? What's the money? What's going on? And the reason I'm going to start doing that and wrap it into some of these pieces is that I have a lot of people that are interested, whether they already are an agent, whether they've never been an agent. And my background is in education. So I'm a really great support and a really great sponsor. And so let's continue. Again, I'm looking for 3,460,000 right now, soon as possible, because they're ready to go. One of the things you need to be careful about when you're putting commercial real estate deals together is, who do you trust, right? That's the number one most important thing. Is it an actual deal? There are so many scams in real estate. You and myself, both in residential and commercial, have to be incredibly careful. Now, if we were afraid of everything, would we make money? No. So we can't be too nervous that we don't want to proceed in the deal and find out who the players are. Do we like them? Would we like to collaborate, or would we not? That part is a learned skill in determining who are the charlatans. And in a different episode, we'll talk about some of those pieces. So we have Atlanta, Georgia. Then I have another agent that I collaborate with that's in Iowa. Iowa is just a great state. Some people that are just looking at California, New York, and I'll talk about those later, Or gosh, I wouldn't invest in the Midwest. Actually, I have one in Wisconsin that is an amazing opportunity. And I've known this guy for, gosh, since 2003 when I got into real estate. It's originally his family farm. It is now going to be an unbelievable mixed use, already approved property that somebody could pick up and get going with. That's a great thing. Back to Iowa and back to, I'll say, Des Moines, Iowa. It's a great community. It's a college town, right? There are lots of different multifamily and other opportunities going there that I have a very good connection with one of my commercial agent teammates that I trust. I do not work with a lot of agents. Within my brokerage, we are fortunate on the residential side. I will work with whomever is right on the buy or sell side. On the commercial side, we do have great agents, right? We have 88,000 agents total between the two brokerages. So eXp Realty is a sister brokerage to eXp Commercial. eXp Commercial can sell commercial. That's primarily what they do. And they can sell residential if they want to. eXp Realty can sell residential, and with approval from a state broker, they can do residential. Okay. So we have these great opportunities, but you know me, I vet. So I've spent the last now 4.5 years getting to know commercial agents that's exclusively all they do. And they have the asset side that's different than me. So I am great with people, great with ideas, enjoy people. I'm a good collaborator. I'm pretty decent at helping people get to a place where they can work together. What do you need from this? Okay, now I know you're ticked off about that last week, but what really are you thinking today? And do we want to shut this deal down, or do we want to calm down and get this piece together? Okay. A lot of the agents that I work with are hardcore in the numbers and asset side and all of that because the numbers slow me down. I like the big numbers. I like them to run the numbers. That's how it goes. So let's move on to a couple other opportunities and deals and things we can be doing. Here's something I'm doing right now. On lots of my activity actually comes from LinkedIn, from people knowing me direct, or somebody getting my name and saying, tell Sherry I sent you, right? Because over the years, I've developed relationships with a lot of people. One of them happened to be on LinkedIn. I get a lot of business off of LinkedIn. And it was a nationwide investor of commercial real estate. And they contacted me and said, hey, this is what we're looking for. And they're looking for multiple states. So one of them was in Chicago. 2 of my children are in Chicago. One of them is in California. For this deal they're looking for, they wanted Florida. And in this particular case, they also wanted Naples. I'm sitting right here, right? And so my name comes up. I am then vetting pretty quickly for them. I know the area. I've been here. I drive these streets. I know, the good and bad parts of town. I know where the water went and didn't go, right? That stuff's important. And so they said, hey, one piece we're looking for land to build light industrial. One piece we're looking at, the construction costs have gotten so high. Can you find us something else where it's already built, but to see what we want to do? And so here's what I did. I found him a piece of land relatively quickly, actually 2 bulks of a lot, actually in a situation that I know they've just built. It's a light industrial. They have just built, just in front of this light industrial, a luxury car condos. Those car condos go from $500,000 up. It's right across from a poker house. Are you starting to catch a picture? These guys don't need that, and they don't know it because they're on the other side of the state. They have no clue what's going on here. That I realize this original light industrial chunk of land and the only vacant land left in it, because it's been held for 20 years. You might want to call me. That whole area is going to eventually turn over into something really nice and beautiful. That's a great opportunity. Then I had somebody else, because I had to call on that, give me another one that's off market, that's in Fort Myers. Brand new construction, light industrial, already has 1 of 3 tenants, should get the other 2 very simply, is ready to be sold in August. Fort Myers, on the edge where this is an amazing opportunity with just tons of traffic there and tons of opportunity for this flex light storage, and it's pure cement construction, no concerns. Then I go further down into the opposite side of Naples and I find something that is already built, has a tenant maxed out on what would be eventually 22 units of flex space. But right now, one unit tenant is doing the whole thing, right? They are an incredible tenant, have been there for years, have a renewal and a cap rate that's moving up for the next 9 years. It's perfect for a 1031 exchange. That's interesting. Here's a couple other things. And again, my job is just this, being able to listen to people. What do you need? Where do you have money? Do you have money you want to put in? Do you need something? Medical tourism is a huge thing in certain pockets of the United States. It is in Naples, it is in California, it is in parts of Chicago, right? Do you want something about medical tourism, and do you need a building for that, right? That's a piece of something to look for. Then I had another agent that's with my brokerage on the commercial side who said, Sherry, listen, I'm going to feed you an entire list full of opportunities. This happens. And then what I do, no disrespect to my brokerage, but it's a lot about fit and professionalism and how do we work together. And I am generous. I'm a hard worker. So I don't ever treat my teammates or the investors or the customers any differently than that. So for me, if it's somebody who's going to be really selfish with what their terms are or what they're offering for me to facilitate with them for a fee, that's not something I'm going to do, because my network, you think you're doing all the work part of it, but without me bringing you a juicy big whale of a buyer or a customer, you have nothing. So you can treat me how you want to, or the other thing I watch for, quite frankly, is, the title of where I'm at is eXp Realty. If you're going to treat me like, oh, she's Realty, she's the little houses in the commercial space, you aren't somebody I'm going to work with, because you don't even understand. And James Haug, our previous CEO of commercial, is who approved me to work in commercial. But I don't say any of that. I just listen to how are these agents behaving and who's the best person to work with your deal, with your money, with where we might want to go for you, or what opportunities there are. One of these deals in here right now, looking for private equity money, is guaranteeing 25%. That doesn't happen much, but they are forward thinking and said, we want to make sure that we're taking care of our investor. We really appreciate them. We want to get going, and we're ready to get going as quick as possible. There's an example. Some of these cap rates go anywhere between 10% up to 17. The one of them is sitting at 5, but within the next couple years, that's when it's really going to hit it off and go back to 22 different units from that one unit owner, right? Or one unit tenant. Those are the kind of things we're looking bigger and longer at. I also have somebody who called me, agent up in New Jersey, and said, hey, Sherry, I got a 1031. I got somebody who needs to get into a housing piece, but they can't have anything that's HOA or condos. This is Florida, and this is particularly Naples, Florida. Everybody thinks they want to be in Naples. It's great, but it's almost impossible to find a housing piece that is not HOA or in an association, so that you bring your list down to 10% from 100 in what we could even look at. And then we look at how doable is this, and then how fast do I have to get it done, because this guy had less than 30 days to flip his 1031. That's important, because they have a timeline or they end up paying taxes. But a lot of them, if you are in an HOA or a condo association, it's more than a 30-day approval. Doesn't matter how much juicy money you have. These are the things that I am skilled at, or me getting you to an important partner with me that helps you get your deals done. A lot of what I want you to think about is, do you have something, some kind of deal or opportunity or something you're looking for? Because I don't look like it, but I'm a great hunter. I'm a great hunter, and I'm also a great flip a huge big whale out there and just see what happens, because I got nothing to lose, right? In terms of finding somebody, because some of these deals are really huge. So they will go anywhere from, I'll come back down to a little more tightness, but they're really moving anywhere between 3 million at the least right now, up to 100, actually all the way up to 800 million for a very luxury hotel out in California. These are the things that people go, there's even a Four Seasons in the list, so there's a lot of different opportunities that come up through these pieces. All of it for me is going to be in either an A class or a B class. I just, no disrespect, but I don't do the C class. I don't work for flippers. And you know why I don't work for flippers, whether it's residential or commercial? I'm not going to work that hard for you to be that tight and not share or pay enough with all the other people in the deal. That's just how I am. So for myself, I am very much more A and B class. I am very happy always to work with new construction. That's my original deal for 22 years. So I've got developers, crafters all over the place doing new construction pieces, right? I also have some that are doing the remodel piece. I have others that are doing the new build light industrial, because that is a big piece right now for a lot of different things, whether people are using them for data centers. I actually have two deals, if you're looking for something, that are highly unique. And that is, there's a certain part of Colorado where people built greenhouses for cannabis. And then the laws are changing, right? So they have spent 3 to 4 million on these greenhouses that the business may or may not be viable for them anymore. Somebody's going to be able to pick them up. And I know the particular location that these are in. That might be an incredible opportunity. If someone out there has an interest, call me, because I have licensed agents that I work with. I have a really great one in Denver, but can work the state. And these are pieces that we also pay attention to when it comes to being able to get some real estate deals done for the consumer. That's really what we're doing. We're able to serve a whole lot more people because we're not so tunnel vision about, I only sell houses on this little block on the corner, right? I can do whatever with my expertise of 22 years. Here's a couple other things for pieces to think about. People will say to me, I just want to make sure if I missed any of these. Oh, and I got another really juicy piece of land. You got to be careful with land, just so you know, whether it's residential or commercial. It happens everywhere, not just here, where you get scammers who will say to you, I want to write you an offer on that land. They end up sending a quick claim and they take the land from somebody. It doesn't matter if you think real estate is simple and we're just opening doors. That is so wrong. It has become the most challenging that it has been the whole time in 22 years that I've ever been in it. I like that. My concern is always up for the people looking out. I've got a really great system of making sure, are you a real human? If you would like to do a commercial real estate deal with myself or any of my partners, I'm going to make you not just get on the phone. I'm sorry. You're going to have to get on video with me. And the reason you're going to have to get on video with me is that if I've not met you in person, or I don't meet you when I go up to Chicago or Wisconsin, or, I certainly do travel to meet people, or you come down here. If we're not doing that, I need to make sure, who are you? And are you the real person you're saying you are? Is it a good reputation? Because I'm protecting both people's money, buyer or a seller, my brokerage, all of those pieces. And so even with deep fake video now, and I've learned a lot about that, we need to have asset pieces in line. So if you're somebody, which happens a lot, and they'll go, Sherry, I just don't do video. I just don't do, okay. We might be able to work something out, possibly, depending on how juicy the deal is, that I, come meet you in the United States somewhere, or you come down here. But I'm not going to do business with somebody who just calls me on the phone, certainly texts me, or AI videos me. And this is what you have, because it's my reputation, and it's my reputation in doing these introductions. But having said all that, I have another really juicy piece of land. I've been watching this one. Again, they could be anywhere in the United States. This one happens to be in Naples. This one I've been watching for years because of the intersection that it's on and the large chunk it is. So this one should go to somebody very interesting and exciting. It is zoned commercial. There's lots of different things that you could do. If you have interest, give me a call about that one. And what I want to do is also talk about this part, and that would be, anybody can call me up, right, as a consumer, whether you're a business person, whether you're an investor, whether you are somebody with a project. But also, you can certainly call me if you are from another brokerage confidentially, whether that is you're thinking about possibly, hey, I want to hear a little bit more about EXP, We are functionally in 2025 in the largest switch out of agents switching brokerages that we might see. And it has to do with all of these new regulations, technology, sometimes size of business, which I don't always love, right? Because I was a little mom boutique for 17 years and I totally respect it. But what's happening is because of the lawsuits, you need a brokerage with you and behind you that is not a little mom shop most of the time. Now, mom shop, dad shop, please do your thing. But EXP is a debt-free billion-dollar company. That matters sometimes. We have a lot of technology. We have an awful lot of what we give and offer our agents. So I want to back up and not sound so salesy because I want to talk to you with passion for a minute about this piece. Again, I don't know another brokerage, literally, who allows their agents to do the variety and the volume of ways to make money that EXP does. That's why I'm with them, second to the technology. And this is why I've been able to get myself in a position because they trust me. I'm in fact, have a phenomenal reputation, right? Everywhere I am, my state brokers in Wisconsin are, very happy with my name and reputation, in Florida as well. And I just got down here not quite 5 years ago, right? And I'm already now agent advisory committee person for the state of Florida that also represents Florida nationwide and all these things. Having said that, this is the part that's important. When they trust you, you have the opportunity to make and bring in money in all different kinds of ways. So we do have the ability as a brokerage to sponsor somebody into EXP residential and also EXP commercial. I'll explain the two things. And when that person chooses you as the person that most enticed them or intrigued them or made them have passion about EXP and they join, they technically are with you in your downline as you being their sponsor. If, let's say in my case, I am not solely on the commercial side, I can even bring in commercial agents. Here's why that could be to your benefit. You get two sponsors now. So our brokerage broke off and said, hey, we'll let you have a sponsor and a co-sponsor. There's a ton of commercial agents. There's a lot of them that are really good. There's some of them that might not be a fit for you. I know a lot of them. I vet a lot of them. I've been working with them for years. For you to have interest in commercial, but also I'm the one that helped you into the opportunity of EXP. I can help you find the right good agent in your state for your sponsor as a commercial, and I go as your co-sponsor because I'm still here for you, right? Residential. We certainly can do similar same things. Is there somebody who's residential? What I respect tremendously is if you ever dare call me, I say it gently, if you ever dare call me, please call me. I promise you, I will never say your name and your brokerage and whatever. What is important to us when each of us professionals are doing business, we do not ever want our customer, a client, our brokerage to think, oh, we're shopping on the street for another brokerage. That is a trust factor among professionals. It happens all the time. It happens a lot towards January, but you can call me today. It's July. What do I care? That part needs to be respected because that is somebody's career and livelihood and reputation. So you have my word if you choose to call me to just even discuss. And I have lots of great things I can show you, and I'll tell you the money in 2 seconds here. I will keep your confidentiality and your professionalism until a point where you choose to join and I am your sponsor. And then people can know I was so thrilled to bring you into the brokerage. Here's the thing. People will ask me, what's the difference between, EXP and other brokerages? Again, we have the ability to do lots of different things with our own business. So I can work on the commercial side. We are able to do things that are referral fee that are not us physically actually doing a lot of the work. If you have a rental management business, you need that to be a separate outside of EXP so that there's no liability for EXP on that. Some of our agents are builders and they keep that part of business completely separate and on their own. If it's not something of me selling real estate, it is not something requiring of that to go through the business. I don't know another brokerage that does that on either side. And I can pop on my phone and in 2 seconds, now we're moving to Slack. We were workplace. I could pop on here and get an agent in any country, any residential, commercial, whatever, in 2 seconds and go, hey, I got a deal. Do you know this person? Or I've got somebody's grandmother because I'm a senior real estate specialist and I want to carefully pick somebody for them in Washington. I can get right on there in 2 seconds. Other brokerages, what they'll say to me, even when I'm in Wisconsin, and they say, oh, if you want to be a luxury broker down here, we'll call up to Wisconsin and see if we can find somebody for, I don't need you to call up to Wisconsin to help me find another agent up there. I can pop on my phone in 2 seconds and here we go. Here's the money part. And they've stayed with this for a really long time. On the residential side, the cap for you in 1 year is $16,000. That means that the most the brokerage will be able to claim from your sales, and you do not owe it if you're selling nothing. In this challenging time, we would like all agents to be really selling well and doing well. But if you're not, we are unlike other brokerages where you may have a minimum monthly amount you have to pay them. We've never had that. It is $16,000 and it's at a 80-20 split. Some other brokerages, you're a new agent or new to them, you're at a 50-50, you're at a 40 something. I'm talking amounts because I'm not saying brokerages, right? I'm talking just in this new day of these lawsuits. But EXP is an 80-20 split. And then you have a little bit more control of your business. On the commercial side, it is a 16,000 is residential, commercial is 20,000. So 20,000 a year maximum, company dollar. And think about it. A lot of times on commercial, the deals are bigger. I've got deals in front of me that go anywhere from just under 3 million up to, this is outrageous, but $800 million, right? And the amount of the company dollar max is 20,000. That's pretty exceptional. We do have just a little tech fee on the residential side. So I pay a whole $85 a month for the technology that I get. We, of course, do pay our own MLS dues and taxes and all that other kind of stuff. However, the company dollar is tremendously lower. And the difference for me is that it's all agent centric. So what happens for that is, here's an example. We've all been saying, gosh, we want a CRM system. We're getting a choice of 3 as of July. We can pick which one we'd like. Here's the 3 best options out on the marketplace. That's just included in our tech price now. We have, I can't even keep up with how many choices we have between, we get Canva for free and this and that, and you're logging into a screen that's called Okta. And we just go, boom, I need marketing. Boom, I need this. Boom, I need a connection to residential. Boom, I need a commercial. Those kind of things are all built for us because this company started 16 years ago from somebody who used to be with Keller Williams and decided we don't really need a physical brokerage because people, when we're working with them, we're always out on the street. Residential, I'm meeting you and taking you to a property. Commercial, half the time we're walking a lot or we're walking a building, or unfortunately, you are in a, please call me, spot where you've got a commercial project going up and you're out of funds and can't do it. We want to help you find somebody who can either buy it or secure it or help you finish or something, right? So these are some incredible opportunities that are unique to this brokerage, but I also want to point out to just anybody, whether you are someone in business or you are somebody thinking about, gosh, I just work residential. That's not true. Here's my disservice piece. I think I do a huge disservice to you if I have my ears closed thinking I'm just residential here in Naples, Florida, and you hugely needed me in that state. I was just having the most phenomenal time with you. And I wasn't able to give you a resource or help you out or be as intelligent as I am because I love all these different juicy things about real estate. That's a lot more of where it is for me. We can do a much better job serving. This channel is all about consumers for me. Everybody else can be here, but that's the part that I care a lot about, of just getting education, the word out, ways to connect, ways for people to be okay with the economy and jobs and all of these good things changing. So you can reach out to me at any point. It's easy to find me on any of the social media platforms under my own name at Sherry St. Marie. You are very free also to contact me direct message. And I have my link tree over on Instagram under my name if you're finding an easier way to connect. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope each time I'm giving you something to think about, a little bit of an idea, a way to feel better about who do you trust in real estate and life. I will do some of these broadcasts that are just purely about life because everything is certainly not just real estate, and I enjoy it all. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome day and a fabulous week.